Israel and America, what a combination. Israel and America, what a combination. So basically, if you think about this, Israel is just like a country of 10 million people. It's a Jewish state where close to 8 million people are Jewish. Other than that, 2 million people are either Christians of Arab origin or Muslims of Arab origin. But somehow, in the discourse of the whole planet, it just the amount of the influence that Israel has over the discourse of the whole planet is just like too much. It is too much, and it is from both sides actually. It is from both sides. So let's take the example of US. Initially, when Israel was created, US was not on the side of Israel. Okay, they actually did not want Israel to be created in that place. And then at that time, Israel was actually left wing, like far left wing. All the people who created Israel were like they were not right wing people. They were the communist, socialist, and all these people. Till 90s, actually, they ruled Israel. 90s 2000, they ruled Israel. So US was like, okay, these Jewish people from East Europe are coming to the Middle East, and they have their ideologies of communism and all these things. So I think we should not support this country. The thing is, in the till 1973, actually they did not support Israel that much. Israel was getting their weapons from uh, Czechoslovakia, France, and Soviet Union. They were sometimes Soviet Union, just the smuggling and all that. So at that time, Arabs used to think that if we can cut the source of these weapons, basically the Eastern Europe and the Soviet Union, then we can overpower Israel. So the Arab countries of that time, they made the relations with Soviet Union too good for themselves, and they used to get the weapons from Soviet Union. But somehow Israel still won. Then US saw the opportunity that these motherfuckers, these pesky Jews, they are winning again and again. So I think we can support them. And then US started supporting them. And as we know, that is the history. US still supports Israel. Okay, US is the most reliable ally of Israel, even when it comes to weapons, even when it comes to the diplomatic support or the financial aid they used to give, but they do not now, and the defense aid that they give $3.8 billion. So now the Arab people think, the Arabs, or the, you can say, in the broader horizon, the Muslim world thinks that if we can cut the source of this diplomatic support or financial aid or this defense aid to Israel from US, then we can overpower Israel. So that is the thing. Now they actually Arabs have like too much money, especially these six GCC countries, and they pour that money into American politics to influence that can the public opinion in US, can it go against Israel in some way or another way. So they tried that uh, in the Democratic Party, and they funded the far left wing organizations, the universities, and all the think tanks of the Democratic Party. They were getting the success actually, but somehow when it comes to practicality, somehow the person who is sitting in the White House, as it was Joe Biden, the whole base was against Israel because obviously they were paid by these GCC countries and sometimes Iran also, and sometimes the ideology of oppressor versus oppressed. So obviously the Israelis are the oppressors and Palestinians are the oppressed. So whole base was against Joe Biden, but still Joe Biden was giving the weapons to Israel. Okay, now they thought, what the hell is happening? We we tried to make our influence in the politics, and you can see actually this thing happening all around the Western Europe as well. So the base, the people who come out on the streets, they actually demonstrate against the policies of their government of providing weapons and aid to Israel. But somehow the people who are sitting in the offices, they do not care about that. They do not actually listen to these protesters and these activists. They do not. So over the past 50 years, the Israel has actually improved its relation with every country, whether it is European countries, whether these are Arab countries, whether these are South American countries, Asian countries. So the people can cry all they want on the streets, but the people who are sitting in the offices, presidential offices or prime minister offices, or the people who are making the policies, they do not go against Israel. Okay, so maybe they know something which we do not know, or the people who are demonstrating on the streets, maybe they do not know. But the thing, this is happening now. Yet the Arab countries thought, okay, we tried this on the left wing, but nothing happened. Can we try this on right wing now? Okay. So the money started to flow to Tucker Carlson, to the Candice Owens, and all these people. And then obviously Elon Musk removed every guardrail from the X. Like you can be overtly anti-Semite. You can say I am a Hitler and I like Hitler and I am a fan of Hitler, and you won't get banned. So that is fine. So then the anti-Semitism, the thing that Jews control the world, okay, which was which was inside the Republican Party, but it was on the fringes, okay, not in the mainstream. Because of removing of these guardrails from Twitter, it came, it became kind of mainstream. It is still not mainstream because every leader of the Republican Party just condemns these people. But yeah, the influencer class of the Republican Party, they are they are going against their own party because of the Jewish question and Israeli question. So US occupies the mind of every person in the whole world when it comes to discourse on politics or on culture or on influence. But then, who is the daddy of US when it comes to discourse is Israel. So currently, Israel occupies every mind in the US when it comes to discourse, when it comes to politics, when it comes to culture. Everything starts from Jews and Israel, and everything ends with the Jews and Israel. Okay, on the both side, on the far left side, on the far right side, then these people make horrendous claims. Then they get the pushback. So obviously, the center left and center right also gets into this discourse of Israel and Jewish people. So it is basically the back and forth. The far right and far left attacks center right and center left, that you are not anti-Semitic enough, you are not anti-Israel enough, and they give the pushback. Center left, and center right people, they give the pushback that they have not done anything which is so unremarkable or so horrendous or so out of the world that we have to go against Jewish people or Israel. Basically, after October 7, I'm telling about as an Indian, 29 people were killed by the terrorists in Kashmir, and we destroyed like 11 air bases of Pakistan. We killed more than maybe 200 or 300 people in Pakistan. And despite the Pakistanis saying again and again that we do not have anything to do with these attacks. Okay. Now you extra, and we Indians got killed. 30 people got killed in the terrorist attack. 30 people out of 1.45 billion people. So that was like 0.0000001% of our population. And still the blowback on Pakistan was so much that we destroyed their air bases, we killed their soldiers, we killed the terrorists inside their country, and we actually went to a brink of war, the nuclear destruction for both the countries, just because of 29 people. Okay, now you can imagine this from the side of Israel. Okay, 1200 people got killed in a single day out of a population of 10 million people. 1200 people got killed. Anybody can imagine and anybody can predict, any self-respecting sovereign country will reply in the same way as Israel replied. It was not out of the world, they were not the monsters in this fight. They did what every other country would have done. But the standard, while it is always the question from these people, why Jewish people are not perfect? Why? It is always the question. So they were kept on the like such a different standard that everything should go right in a war according to these people. Otherwise, Israelis are the monsters, and the people who are supporting them are obviously the monsters. So, but if you just think about it, if you have read any book on history and how the wars are how the war gets conducted even now, and Israel actually before the war October 7 was a good guy, and after the war also it is a good guy, not good guy. So so that is the thing. But yeah, yeah.